Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? We're so glad you join us. I'm Monique, and I have my girlies with me, LaShawn and Beverly. And we are ecstatic that you have popped in to be with us. So, how are you doing? Are you better in 2021? Well, today we're talking about 2020. What a year, right? Well, on this show, we always want to focus on the positive. So, we're going to discuss what we did while sheltering in place. We first send love, power, and peace to those who have lost loved ones. We definitely have lost beautiful people in our lives, and we do want to take a moment to pray for the families and send them peace. Okay. But somehow we actually had a little fun during these times. And being safe is not exactly over, right? So let's talk about what we did by ourselves. So, LaShawn, during
Yes.
this COVID, I know you and I are the single ladies. What did you do over the past year to kind of cope with COVID and to have a little fun?
Well, it was hard, okay, but I found that I had time to tackle some household projects that I had been putting off for years.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say years, but I'm telling on myself.
Mhm.
So I rearranged my closets. I organized everything. I started purging,
Mhm.
and then I mailed off sent some things to some of my family members that were in need. And that was one of the things that I did that really, I won't say centered me, but it kept me occupied because
Mhm.
it was lonely, lonely in these COVID streets, lonely being a single person.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things I did. And I also spent a lot of time working out. So I would, because I had to virtually teach. So after that, after my lesson was over, I would go and walk through my neighborhood. I noticed, found other houses and other areas that I hadn't even didn't know existed because I was just walking.
Yeah.
So that was something. Those are a couple of things that I did alone, to occupy my time.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you took that time to better your surroundings or improve your
Yes, yes.
surroundings. Then, yes, you had to teach, which I was doing too, eventually. So, Beverly, what
Mhm.
was going on? How did you feel during 2020 or the latter part of 2020?
Yeah, like, oh my goodness, like you said, it was, I mean, everything, it seemed like everything that could happen did happen
Mm,
in 2020 for COVID. I mean, with COVID, everything else that we know was, happening at that time that just was such an unbelievable whirlwind. I don't think we'll ever experience anything like that again in life. At least I hope not, that we don't experience anything else like 2020, because as I say, it gave it all to us at one time. I mean, as God would say, and we always know that he said he doesn't put anything more on people than they can handle. Everybody's shoulders were very, very heavy in 2020. So, but for 2020, we turned it around and we were just like, you know what? This is happening. This is going on. But as we continued to, the years got near the end of the year, we were just like, listen, Corona, you are not going to control us. You're not going to keep us held hostage, keep us in bondage on this craziness that you're doing. We were like, bye, Corona. Okay. And so we started, my husband and I, we were just like, you know what, let's redo this house. I mean, we had a ton of um DIY projects, do it yourself projects that we did. We, like I said, try to do a little upgrade on the home, which was good. It kept us occupied, kept us busy, kept us not like so crazy in each other's face until we, didn't have time for ourselves and stuff. Right. So, everybody was in the house 24 hours. And so that can make you crazy. So, a lot of people went through that. So yeah, a lot of different DIY, do it yourself. Wait, do it DIY. I always get it wrong. DIY, right? Do it yourself projects that we did in the house. And so it's fun because it needed it. The house needed an upgrade and things like that. So that really worked out for us. I mean, I will say that I heard from a lot of different women and for you guys. And so you guys had so much good stuff. for the YouTube family that I don't even think they're thinking about and that they haven't thought about. And so we want to like introduce you all to some things that we did also during the COVID and coming out of the COVID that turned the COVID into like, we like to turn a negative into a positive. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I mean, no matter what's going on, I'm always like, you know what, this is happening, but this did not happen. So let's turn this negative into a positive. So one of the things that we did in my family was always big about getting together all the time. Like, I mean, just getting together for nothing. Hey, what are you cooking? Like, let's get together. Let's have a barbecue, cook out, whatever. So since we wanted to try to stay safe, didn't want to really be around each other and each other's face so crazy, we started doing virtual cooking cook-offs. Like, so everybody would talk about in the morning, like what they were going to cook for dinner. And then we
Okay.
kind of like, yeah, we would get on Zoom and sort of like showcase what we had cooked that day. Everybody's presenting their food, presenting their meals. And so it was like kind of a cook-off, a challenge. And so
Ah.
new things, trying new recipes. And so that was super
Mhm.
fun because it still gave us that connection where we could like feel like we were hanging out with one another and talking with one another, being with one another, and then doing one of the things we love, which was a lot of cooking, a lot of eating, which contributed to our COVID 15, 20, the COVID 100. So
Right.
a lot of clown pounds, as my co-host
Right.
said, Monique, in another episode. So, but you know what? That's what we were doing. We were like I said, the virtual cook-offs, but it was fun because my family likes to cook. And so it just gave us that. And so I heard you all had also some really like unique, amazing things that you were doing that I don't think like anybody in the YouTube family has thought about. And I am so excited today for you guys to share this with the YouTube family. I'm just like, I'm about to explode with it because I almost want to say it. I'm like, I'm gonna let you all say it. So, Monique, like something that you did, which we all love to do, people will love to do. Kind of tell us about this world that you went in virtually with
Yeah.
this connectivity.
Yeah, actually, well, first of all, I didn't share what I did by myself. I
Yeah.
will say real quickly, I saved money, which was nice. I was
Ooh,
staying with my
that's
mom at the time, which worked wonderfully because I was able to shop for her and shop for us and everything. So I feel like we got closer even.
aw.
Yeah, and I kind of revamped one of my businesses, and I think spiritually I grew. I grew because I was doing a lot of meditation and praying and, listening to my pastor and people with, spiritual guidance. So I feel like I strengthened a lot with that, during these times. And I just kept looking for the future. Like I knew that the future would be brighter. And I was always preparing
Mm,
for when we all get back together, how fun that would be.
right.
So in the midst of that, I love music. I love house music, dance music. I love to dance. Everybody who knows
Mhm.
me knows that. And I actually hosted three different birthday parties, and they had DJs from around the nation. We had someone in from New York, Chicago. Um, who else do we have? Of course, in Detroit, we had quite a few DJs for each one, and people from all over the country came on, and I just kind of emceed and moderated. So we had, people wishing happy birthday between the DJ sets, and people brought their disco lights out. They
Oh
had
my
their
God.
cocktails.
Oh, they had
So
the disco
we
lights
had a
up.
ball.
Oh,
I
Oh
love
yeah, I
that.
have disco lights because but I had to be, focused, but at least I had my disco lights and I got to dance too.
I love
So, and all the DJs had different styles. So, they spoke to everyone, with
oh, that sounds
R&B, with
fun.
all kinds of music, and the guests of honor they were ecstatic. Another thing I think that I get actually Saturday is my dance day, my
Okay.
party day. Um, this online platform called twitch.tv, and we'll put the link in the chat, it's originally a gaming application, or platform. You can go on twitch.tv online, or you can get the app, but countless DJs now are on it.
it.
You can get R&B, you can get um, like skating music. Those of you kind of know that old
Oh,
school skating music.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got techno, you've got house music, but the DJs are allowed to play live. Twitch allows the DJs to play. So hundreds and thousands of people are on listening, chatting with the DJs and with each other. And music had really, really saved some lives, I believe, in 2020.
Yes.
You know, people just got up and danced. And then, of course, we all know, oh, goodness, the DJ from his
Oh, DJ, D Nice, D
yes,
Nice. My
yes,
name is D Nice.
nice. I love you. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But literally, when that first time, big time he was on, I don't know if you guys are on, but
I was.
Michelle
Yes.
Obama was on, Oprah was on,
Yeah.
everyone in the
Yes.
world was on. It was so amazing. It was a blast. So really, music, I think, has really surfaced to be just the key component to holding it together with a lot of people, especially me.
And
So,
I just wanted to jump in and say that that is so, I mean, for the YouTube people, YouTube family that didn't know that, like that is such great information because a lot of people were familiar with the verses that was happening on IG,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
you know, with this, which was a great platform for artists to come on and, you know, really do their thing, especially with no one being able to go to a concert and stuff. But, you know, a lot of times you don't think about the DJs that are, you know,
Yeah,
back.
like old school. I mean, you guys, if you remember Kid Capri,
Uh-huh.
myself, but Kid Capri,
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff, he's been on. He has a show. I think Jazzy is always on Saturdays. So, I mean, loads of people from back in the day and new school people are just getting on, and it's a real community.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of music, is because music is my life too. Music is everything to me. And there are some singers, some artists who were having their having platforms like Mesa. She used to do something every Sunday, and
Right?
Anthony Hamilton and Erica.
Oh,
Remember
Was
Erica
she
Badu
in
did
her kitchen?
something. Say it
Wasn't
again.
she in her kitchen? Wasn't she in her kitchen?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
oh,
yes,
my goodness. I
yes.
missed that. I wish you had called me and told me that. I
I'm
missed that.
sorry. I'm
I love
sorry.
Mason. Anthony Hamilton, you know, my
Yes, I
yeah.
know. I know. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I was
Oh my
enjoying
God.
that.
And LaShawn, so what have you been doing with groups of people and family and friends?
Well, one of my friends, I want to give a shout out to Cynthia. She and I piggybacked on it. I took it to my family and friends. She had us over for, well, not over, but zoomed us over for a card game. And it was called on trickster.com. And it was, we like bid whist. I know everybody's familiar with spades, but I feel like bid whist is more of a skill kind of game. Spades is the luck of the draw, but bid whist, you got to have skills to play bid whist. So she had us had a bunch of people, women, men, and we were on Zoom. She put us in breakout rooms, and it was like, if you guys are familiar with Rise and Fly, remember that? Like if you're playing and whoever loses, you get up from the table, the other person comes. It was sort of like that, because
Wow.
in your breakout room, whoever lost, they would go to another room with the winners of the other game, and the losers would have to play the other losers. And unfortunately, I was a loser a couple times, but
That's all right.
so
That's okay, Shani. That's all
okay.
right.
But it was really fun, so it's an app, so you do have to have two devices to it's best to have two devices, unless, because you can toggle between your screens, two windows on your computer. But if you have, because I use my iPad and then my laptop, so I had the Zoom on, and then I was on the Trickster on my iPad and playing with we were all joined in and playing, and they give you a code. Everybody joins with the code, and it was fun. And so my brother and some other friends who love to play cards, and you guys know these people too,
Yes,
Michael.
yes,
And so I invited them to do it, and they have taken it and run with it. They do it. They do it without me. Yes.
I love
So that
that.
was fun. And
I love
another thing I did was, one of my friends, she's originally from New York, so a lot of her friends are still from New York and other places. So she had like sort of like a girlfriend Zoom. I know they've had that on. I know OWN did something like a girlfriend's check-in, but we did it before OWN started. Okay. So she had us we did it every Friday when it first started, when the pandemic first started. And she would have just invite us to the Zoom, and we would all get on, and we have our little cocktail, and we would just talk. about anything, any subject. She'd bring up something or somebody else would bring up something, and we would just go talk and just share our thoughts on whatever topic we were talking about. And it was really fun. And I got a chance to meet people that didn't even live in my town, and we have formed like a friend. I was able to form a friendship or open up a different network of people doing that. So that was really fun too.
Wow.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal idea. I
Seriously.
yeah.
Like, I mean, when you talk about that just like you said on a girlfriend check-in, and then you turn around and you're inviting other people into it, and you just never
How
know.
people
Like, will meet someone new, like invite a friend, meet a friend. Like,
Yes.
I know that's some things that people haven't thought about, and that's such a great idea to look out for someone and say like, hey, maybe that person is over there and they live alone, or or they're in a state where they're not
Right.
with their families, or things like that. And it's just like, come on and get on this Zoom with us, and you can have a great time. It doesn't always have to be people that you invite somebody else on too. I mean, everybody doesn't have to know one another. You can invite a
No,
friend
no,
on.
not at
Yeah,
all.
and I love that. Like, and like, hey,
It was
yeah,
interesting, because we shared like ideas, sharing ideas and different things and other suggestions of things to do. So it was really refreshing, and I look forward to that every Friday doing that. And we will be on for, and I know you guys, we know because we'll stay on for hours too, but we were on for hours.
See, and that's really good to in at our age or as you get older, meeting new people. I mean, you can meet them through organizations and sororities and clubs, but it's really nice and authentic, or I guess organic actually, when you meet
Yes.
someone like that. So I think a lot of these activities will still be in effect even when the world opens up. Like meeting the way we have to ride here and meet here and all of that. I think Zoom will really be here to stay.
Say yeah.
And
yes.
then as far as getting with meeting a new person, LaShawn, how was the dating scene? Like, were you
Ooh.
anything
That now that one.
differently? Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I didn't mean to
Did
cut you
you
off.
do anything differently on the dating scene? I know we got you and I as some single girls.
I know, right? And that's living that single life. That's okay. Well,
But wait, let me
yes.
say something before you all.
Okay.
Let me just
Okay.
say this. Just because you live in the single life doesn't mean that it's not a fantastic space.
Right.
Absolutely. So,
Absolutely.
that's the one thing that, and I'm going to jump right back over to you, Shani, but that's just the one thing that we also, because we talk about this amongst each other all the time, YouTube family, like we just want women to know that, even if you're not in a relationship or something, completely committed at this particular time, that's okay. Because again, this time has been an eye-opening experience for us to reset, recenter, to refocus on what's important to us, to realign ourselves for which direction we want to go in, which direction woman wants to go in. And that's not making anything any harder for the men or whatever. Men chime in, because again, on this channel, we want to hear from our men as well as our women, because this is a space where we will have good dialogue, good chat conversations about all subjects that matter to people. And so, I heard you guys heard my ladies talking about some of the ways in which they dated, some of the ideas that they did. That was fun. I'm gonna let Shani and Monique, if they want to share, they're gonna share some of the things, whatever. But some of the fun ways that they dated that maybe you're not even thinking about. And that's the thing that I felt was so unique when they came back and told me this. I'm like, oh my God, like I never thought about this. Like, like women are probably not thinking about this. Like, you guys have to let this information out, let the YouTube family know that there are other ways that you still can connect, meet people, and, still have that sort of one-on-one, even if it's a different way than what we were accustomed to. So I'm gonna throw it back over to you, Shadi, and like, come on, like tell us. I know you had some.
Well, I don't know if it's all that unique or all that fancy, whatever.
I think it is unique. I'll say that, prior to the COVID, I never heard of it.
Okay.
So I just,
yeah.
What'd you say, Monique?
I think that it's really cute. So
Me too.
LaShawn,
Well,
go ahead and share.
This is one. Okay, so a guy that I had met, and we were dating, and we met on a media site, okay, social media site, and we were just, because of the COVID, you got to be leery of being in contact with people, so we decided to have a movie. We would have movie nights. We did it more than once. Have movie nights we have our we say, okay, what movie are we watching tonight? So we would have our Netflix on, and we would start it at the same time, and then we talk on the phone and as we were watching the movie, and comment on it as it was going on. So that was that. I mean, that was fun. It was cute. I thought it was cute myself, but
I love it.
I mean, I don't know if it's so unique, but we did have fun doing that, watching the movie together. Because I know we've tried it on to do it on the Zoom, but somehow it was just it was a lag when we did it, when we shared. So we said, okay, let's try a different way. So we did it. We just would have our own, TVs on the movie, and we would just have talk on the phone while we were watching the movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now so you didn't do it on the Zoom. It was just you're on the phone and watching it
Yes,
together.
because on the
Okay,
Zoom,
cool.
yeah, because on the Zoom, we found that it was like when we shared our screen, it was like lagging. The movie was lagging, and it was like
Gotcha.
like that person would see it, whatever. So we did it over the phone. Yes, yeah, but it was fun. I mean,
I
you
love
had to,
that.
you
Yeah.
had to, we had to do.
And I think, what was so endearing about that is when we used to be in high school and you could not see your boyfriend or the guy you liked. You were on the phone and you brushed your teeth and you slept on the phone with
Yes,
him and you didn't want to get off. You guys but you got to know each other
Yeah.
in a different way than he's next to me and you got the physical and you got the chemistry going on, but you really had to be friends in order to continue that conversation. So I just think that's adorable.
I
it-
absolutely
yes.
Yeah.
loved it. I
And
mean,
another thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. Oh, look, I want to add one more thing. I'm going to stop saying too much. No, we would do something like he was a music lover. This one for night, he was really a music lover like I am. So we would have a thing where I would play a song and he would have to guess who the artist was or the name of the song. We would do that, or we would play, or I would say a topic. And he'd have to find a song that had that topic in it. So we had fun.
wait a minute. Hold on. Don't tell me that you've come up with a whole new virtual name that too. Because
I
I
can name
love
that
that.
tune
I
in.
love that. I love that. Not a virtual name that too. I mean,
Hmm.
it's so many things that can spun off from just the creativity of, hey, I'm here. But just like we said, Corona, you're not going to dictate our lives. We are still going to have fun and we can have it in a safe way. And Monique, you brought up something too that you know about that you did. I'm going to let you share it because I thought this was about I'm just going to remind you because we've talked about so much stuff, but this was about the virtual cooking
Oh,
class.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now this is something that a group of ladies that I belong a club I belong to, and we're going to do this where we're going to get a chef. Actually, we three should do that too,
Mhm.
or host it. That would
Yeah.
be cool. Maybe our whole platform, maybe the chat suite will host that, where
Ooh.
we will
Oh, I
send out
like it.
what you do is you get a chef, of course, and he will send out the shopping list, and you get all the items on the shopping list, and you cook together. But you cook this beautiful meal from curated by the chef. So I'm really excited to do that, and we will let you know when we do that because that sounds
Absolutely.
like a great plan. Um,
And
uh-huh.
I just wanted to interject to say if there are any amazing chefs out there that are listening and
Yeah.
they would like to be featured on the chat suite and do a whole virtual cooking DM us, let us know, email us. Come on, we want to do this. We want to chat about it, eat all this good stuff that you want us to cook. So go ahead, Monique. You got me excited.
Oh yeah, that I think that would be excellent. And up and coming chefs, I think that would be fantastic. So you'll have a beautiful meal after. But I am too, and I really took this time. Beverly touched on it, to reinvent myself, and because I move so fast and I have so much going on, this was actually a time of rest. So I didn't really um, date and met a few people through actually a site too. And, we'll see. We'll see. But I think I really needed that time to just do nothing or just dump
Or
all
be.
the
Mhm.
pressures of the day in life for all that time. Literally, I needed all of that time. So, ladies, if you're single and you really didn't meet anyone, and hopefully you use that time to really um, reflect and reinvent, as Beverly said, and really get into who you are. And actually, now I know very much so who and what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
which is huge. Which
Yeah.
is huge because I think as women, many times we sway, well, this guy likes it, likes something, so we like it, and oh, he doesn't like it. Okay, so I'm going to stop doing it. But ladies, we need to stand in our truth and know that whatever we want, it's okay to have those wants and needs and desires and allow a man to say, okay, babe, what do you need?
Yeah.
So I think for me, I am really grounded in what I deserve now and
Okay.
what I expect. So I think, another episode, that's a juicy one, right? This,
That's that R one.
this time has given me that space.
That's so funny that you should. That's so funny that you should say that, Monique, because I heard that from a lot of people. Like, in all honesty and sincerity, you guys know, like, we have all been on like 1,000 speed for life. We're
Oh, yeah.
moving, we're shaking, we're doing this. This is the first time. That was the first time in 2020 that everybody had to sit down and be quiet.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it gave us an opportunity to think, to develop. Entrepreneurship grew from this. I mean, there was although the corona was happening, there was a lot of success that happened in 2020 as well, through so many innovative ideas that people came up with, because it was like the first time that we were able to sit still. We haven't been able to sit still. I mean, we've been moving since we got out of college. Since we got out of high school. I mean, because it was high school to college to work. We've been moving. We've been moving. Nobody sat down.
Yeah.
And that was like almost the world stood still. Is, you know what I mean? Like, I know it didn't totally, but it was the first time. And none of us, that's why it was so, a lot to a lot of people, because we weren't accustomed to this. We're always in motion.
Yeah.
But a lot of good came of it. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
When I talk to my girls here, that's what we've talked about, and what we really want people to know and understand and celebrate that. A lot of good came out of it. It was a lot of bad. We've had, a roller coaster of emotions on it, but it gave us that moment, like you said, to see things in a different way, to learn how to do things in a different way, to
Yeah.
learn how to repurpose ourselves and how we'd like to go forward, to learn what we like, what we need, what's important to us, what we don't want to settle for, what we don't want to settle with, how we want to direct our careers, our future. And like I said, as much as a lot of bad things happen, we want our YouTube family, we want our women out there to really think about, and our men, like I said, everybody, to really just think about, again, by Corona, think about the wonderful things that came out of this.
Yeah.
And how we're going to go forward in such a positive, amazing 2021. Nothing can stop us. I mean, we've been through the worst of everything right now, seems like,
Yeah.
as far as, what we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can only go up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm energized. I'm excited about 2021. I mean, we're excited about our channel. We're excited about chatting with you all and bringing so many amazing topics for full-on discussions between everybody. You'll get so much like great, unique perspectives. We're so much alike, but we're all super different in the same ways, because we've all had wonderful different experiences in life. And we really feel like we can bring so much good information to our community about a number of different topics. You're going to hear a lot about health and wellness, because we love that. You're going to hear a lot about the big R, as Shani said, relationships, because we love that. But we're going to talk into some finance information. We're going to get people on that can help us get these finances together the way everyone wants to, get the money moving in the right way for 2021. We're going to talk about beauty fashion, because we love that.
Oh,
Can't
absolutely.
get enough of this beauty fashion. I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I might do it online where we're going to do some makeup tips. Oh my God, don't you all talk about me.
This is
Be nice,
awesome.
YouTube. Be nice, family. Okay, when I strip all this down and bring it back up, like, be nice, YouTube. I'm not pulling my wig off, though. I'm not pulling my wig off.
You really got to know you
Yeah.
to do that, family.
That's right. We got to get real personal if that happens. But yeah, super excited. I mean, I want to hear from my girls too. They want to tell you about how excited they are too. Come on, I know I talk.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? I think we definitely want to hear from you guys
Yeah.
what you'd like us to talk about as those timeless women that we are.
Yeah.
Um, and with that, I think we're about to sign off, right, ladies?
Yeah, this has
Yes,
been
Yeah,
good.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
We're signing off, but for sure we will put the links down from the different platforms we spoke about, Trickster,
Trickster.
uh,
Hmm.
Twitch, trickster.com, right?
Yes, trickster.com.
Twitch.tv, and definitely a couple of the IGs that we were following. We talked about verses as well. So, yeah, so please have a phenomenal week. Let us know also what you did that was positive in 2020.
We
Yes.
want to
Yeah.
hear from you too.
Yes.
Yes, YouTube family.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.